What's up, guys? My name's Noah. I make music as Haterade, and you are watching The Productive Producer. I was checking the Discord, and somebody had a question about EQ. And we were talking about ear training and stuff, and then I thought, well, why don't we do a little video on EQ and some of the different aspects of it and how to properly use it. Most producers are caught up in different plugins that make their sound really crazy and wild, but EQ is probably the most fundamental and most important effect that we can use as producers, because it helps us to mix things together and it helps us fit different sounds together that might be occupying the same frequency range. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys a couple of different things that I did, a couple of different techniques that I used in this song that I'm working on with one of my buddies, The Living Proof. And we're going to take a look at how EQ impacts the different sounds that I use in this drop. So let's get the headphones on and get to listening. Okay, so we're just going to take a look at these first two sounds here. I've EQ'd this one already, but this one we'll start with no EQ and we'll EQ it together, and I'll show you guys my process there. Okay, so here it is. We'll run it back a little bit of pre-roll into the drop.
You about to get a taste.
Okay, so we got the first one here. You can see this EQ curve here. I got the highs tamed down a little bit, and we're using a shelf for this. You can see the curve here is a shelf. So we're pulling those high frequencies down because we have something else up here which is occupying those high frequencies. You can hear this thing right here. And without the EQ, you'll hear this has a bunch of low end in it. So we want to cut that out. Oh, that's all we need. We just need that really high-pitched squeal. Without it, kind of doesn't have that depth to it. We go back to the this bass here, this first initial bass. You might notice that it doesn't have any bass anymore. It's kind of thin. Well, that's because we have our dedicated sub up here. This one also has a EQ, and we're cutting out most of those mid frequencies out of the sub because they're going to be occupied by this guy down here. So most of you guys probably know that you have to cut out the sub frequencies out of your different synths if you have a dedicated sub. But you can also use different boosts to give this sound character. So listen to this. I'm going to take this boost away. You can hear that there's sort of a tone in there, like a toot toot toot. I want that. I want that to pop through the mix a little bit more. So that's why I added this little bell curve here and boosted the Q so it's a little bit thinner so we can get a little more precise. That gives it a little bit of tone. And then layered with this. And all together.
Taste.
Okay, so this one's a little bit too messy. You can hear it. It's just like, oh. So we got it. Let's start with the, let's actually just start with a brand new one. Brand new EQ. We're going to cut out those super lows. And I'm going to be progressively pulling those lows back there. And let's try to give that same tone here. The key is in F. The key of the song is in F, so I want to try to find a frequency. I want to try to find the F frequency here. And we have different, you can see the key of the song is in F, so I want to try to find that F frequency. It's right here at 347 hertz. I can also bring it up to I think 700 hertz. Around 700 hertz. It's at F. But I think that down here at 350 hertz is better. Sometimes you could just drag this thing around and see like, oh, like if I drag it over here, does it sound good? If I cut here, does it sound good?
to 'em. Proof. Proof.
You can hear that difference there. It's a pretty subtle difference. You might not be able to hear it on headphones, but we want to try to control all these sounds, especially for making bass music. Everything's so loud, everything's so present and huge and in your face. We have to make sure we get a little bit more surgical with that sort of thing. And it helps you stay creative too, to be able to take stuff away and boost other things to give it a new shape and a new sound. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you want to learn more about EQ, like we could do a whole series on EQ. It's such a great tool for mixing and just like how you guys saw today, just to creatively shape your sound. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like on it and jump in the Discord too. We're always hanging out there, sharing tracks back and forth. I drop samples in there from time to time. If you guys want to see more breakdowns of this track, let me know in the comments. We'll see you guys on Tuesday. And look forward, on Tuesday, we have a new sound design tip that's coming up, and it's pretty cool. So we'll see you guys then. Peace.